Hello, you guys. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I have to get used to that. I'm not here on Tuesdays anymore. So happy Thursday, you guys. Hope you've been having a good week, and hope you've been pushing through for whatever situation that you're dealing with. But yeah, today I wanted to get right into it. I'm gonna be talking about um, how to fearlessly get out of toxic relationships, how to fearlessly get out of toxic relationships. That's one of the questions that was sent to me early on when I started the live about 5 months ago, I believe, in June. So that came back to me today to answer that question. I've answered a lot of these questions in the topic of boundaries because a lot of questions I receive has to do with boundaries. So I've done that like a few months back, but I felt to address this one today because a lot of people are dealing. Oh, hey, sis, blessings. Yes, hey, the topic today is how to fearlessly get out of toxic relationships. So I'm answering that question that someone had sent to me early. So, you guys, many of us, can relate to toxic situations and toxic communication, you guys, and a lot of times we end up at the end of the situation in a negative way when certain things aren't addressed. So the Lord really wanted me to speak on it because that was a question that was sent to me early on, like I said, and He came up to speak about it today. So, okay. So, guys, especially for me, I was hearing today when I to talk about the toxic relationship, I was hearing it in the form of like family members. That's what really came up in my spirit more than anything. Like a mom and a daughter, or a mom and a son in a toxic kind of relationship. And this is not easy for a lot of people, a lot of us. Um, it's your loved one, it's your family member, and it's not easy. It's a challenge, especially if you've been dealing with this for a long time and it's been the way it's been. But actually, before I get into that, how to fearlessly get out of toxic relationship, the best way is to not get into one. Okay, I wanted to put that out there. The best way to answer this question is really not to get into it in the first place. But if you have gotten into it, and I feel to address a mother type of situation, that's coming up very strong in my spirit because I believe that's a very difficult one for most people. And most likely they're not able to even do that on their own unless you really develop some real big boldness and you've been practicing it. But for a situation like that where it's really like your mom or some a situation, the best thing I would advise is if you guys can have some kind of therapy that you go to, if that's something you can afford, some kind of counseling therapy where there's a mediator that you guys can talk and address it in a more healthy way. But say that is not your situation where you don't have the privilege of going to a counselor or a therapist or whatnot, and you kind of dealing with it. Number one is, have you even told this to your mom or your sister or whoever it is, a family member? But I really feel to address a mother situation. That's coming up very strong in my spirit. Have you shared with her that you have been feeling this way? Mom, I love you. You're my mom. You know what I mean? And I really love that we have a relationship. But mom, if I'm going to be honest, this is a really toxic relationship and it's really been emotionally abusive to me. Or if it's been verbal, you say verbally and emotionally abusive to me. And I'm in a journey in my life where I'm really trying to heal and I'm really trying to have healthy communication. And if we're really going to go forward like we've been, it's going to have to change that way because the way it is right now, it's really toxic for me and I really cannot continue this way. So I will really love for us to work on our communication, or whatever the issue is, our communication. Or, when you say this to me, I feel very disrespected. Or when you do that, it's really emotionally abusive to me and I really cannot continue like this. I really love you. I really want us to continue a relationship. But mom, if I'm going to be honest, honest, we can't continue like this. So how can we change this? Like, you have to say that. You have to verbalize that. Now, there may be some pushback. It may be a situation where she don't even realize. I don't know. It's all different scenarios. Maybe she don't realize. Maybe it's been that way for so long. It's become a norm, but it's toxic. But that toxicity has become a norm. Many of us, our toxicity has become a norm. And we just work to deal around it, but we're being so stressed out, and we've been pulled down, dragged down emotionally, and we've just learned to cope and deal with it. Now, going in a new season, you don't want to be in a coping mechanism all your life. You want to be where you're thriving, where you're happy, where you're healthy, where you're whole, not always trying to cope. Coping is supposed to be for that time period to help you get along, but you don't want to live in a coping lifestyle. You're constantly trying to cope with stuff. You want to get to a healthy place. So that's something you could say to her, and then go from there. Now, I have a friend that her mom and sisters it really was not good at all with their situation. It was really, really not good at all. So she ended up had to set some boundaries. And that's what you have to do. You have to set boundaries. How do you set boundaries? By verbalizing, like what I gave you an example of, going forward, like, we have to be different. We cannot communicate this way, or this is what I want, depending on the situation. If it's a situation like, I'm talking about toxicity, but if it's a situation like you have people that just pop up in your house, they're family members, but they're used to just popping up, but you really don't like that. Maybe you're married, maybe you have children, maybe you're single, but you don't really like that popping up, and it throws you completely off. You kind of like to have a more control of that situation, and it's a time that works for both of you guys, not them just popping up. If it's that, your boundary would be like, I love spending time with you guys. I love seeing you guys. But honestly, it really throws me off when you just show up. I'm on a schedule. I'm doing things a certain way. So I will really appreciate if you could let me know ahead of time, and we can decide a good time that is good for both of us. And you say that, a good time. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. A good time that will work for both of us. That will really be what's better for me. Something like that, But that would be your boundary. You telling them that you have to call first. We have to set a time that is good for both of us to come. That would be your boundary, for that situation. But even that is toxic. Some people, they have people come over, and these people, they don't have any goals, any plans, nothing. And maybe you have goals, maybe you have on a schedule, stuff you're doing, and what they're doing is unproductive, and they just come and they throw you off. Maybe their attitude is not even good, or eating up all your food. Like, whatever your situation, this is so various. It's all different. So whatever that is for you, I'm just trying to throw out some example, but that can be a toxic situation for you, where you end up really getting stressed out because this is consistent, and you end up anticipating it, and you anticipating it like throws you completely off, and you can't even focus. So whatever that is for you, need to have conversation with people and tell them what that is. Now, after you have the conversation and you guys set a certain kind of protocol, or you set a protocol, and if they really can't abide by that, guys, you're gonna have to make distance between you, and you have to tell them that. Like, if it's your mom, you have to say, Mom, I'm gonna have to have some distance, because like, if this is after you've had the talk and you've told her how you feel, and you've told her, like, I really want to have a relationship with you, but it's really toxic, you're verbally abusive, or whatever the situation. I was just giving a scenario, and going further, I'm really in a healing journey, and it's not healthy for me, so I'm going to have to going forward, I'm really going to have to make changes in this area. So if you've told them we have to make changes in this area, and then they're not coming in agreement with that, and you're getting a lot of pushback, then you're gonna have to have distance with that. You're gonna have to tell them, we did speak, and I hoping we were able to come up with a solution, but I still see, Mom, that you're still saying this or you're still doing that, and it's really like stressing me out. It really brings me down. It makes me not feel good about myself. So Mom, I'm gonna have to have distance. I don't think you should just cut stuff off in that kind of scenario. I don't think, honoring your mother and your father doesn't mean that you just succumb to any abusive relationship from them. I want to make that really clear. You have to love yourself too. And part of you loving yourself is you setting those boundaries and those standards with people like your mother or whoever. I'm feeling to address that, the mother situation. That's very strong because that is a hard one for people to deal with. And if that's you, I will help you with that. I can help you, coach you through that type of scenario, because that's very difficult. You have to realize that loving and honoring your mom or your dad doesn't mean if they're very toxic and emotionally abusive to you, or even verbally, or God forbid physically. I mean, I'm thinking these are grown people, so it's nothing like that, but I've seen things on TV, so everything can apply. If it's a situation like that, you have to you have to put yourself first. You're gonna have to be like, no, not because mother is their title or father or whatever type of family member. It doesn't mean like you just lay down and let them step all over you and abuse you in all sorts of way while you are trying to pick up the pieces and heal yourself, because they've made such a mark on how you feel about yourself. They've kicked you so much emotionally that it's made a mark on how you feel about yourself. You have to put distance about that. And you don't feel good in their presence. They talk bad about you, or they use you. Maybe they only talk to you, when nobody else is around, and you know that, and they're not really into you or there for you. It's just you're feeling an emotional need for them because nobody else is there at the time, and that's it. But if they have somebody else, they don't know you. Guys, you cannot succumb yourself to that kind of treatment with people, because really they're chipping at you little by little, and it's affecting how you even see yourself if you're close to them. Don't think that's not having an impact on you. So you have to love yourself first, and part of loving yourself is to set distance between that type of emotional jab at you. And like I said, you should verbalize this. I don't think you should, like, if you have in a relationship with this type of thing, like your mom, your dad, your sister, your cousin, like close family members, like that you're normally very close to, but they're toxic. Like, I don't think you should just drop. I think you, like I said, have that communication. If their actions and their behaviors don't change, because I think you could give them the opportunity to make a change, because some people will. Some people genuinely probably don't know because they are toxic, and their toxic is normal for them. So, and because you've not said anything and you've been putting up with it, although you don't like it, for them, they don't think there's a problem. You know what I mean? So for some of them, probably very few, they're going to try to work with you and adjust with you. Most people like that, they're not in a space at the time. They're going to give you resistance. They're going to push back, attitude, all of this stuff. And you know what? That's where you cannot cave in and not feel guilty, because they won't receive that message, and you're actually challenging them to be a better person and to treat people right. When you just succumb to it and go with it, you're enabling that behavior in them while it's really making a mark on you. So guys, honoring your mother and father don't mean that you just sit under bad, toxic relationships with them. You have to do something about it. You have to love yourself. You have to respectfully tell them how you feel, what's going on, and these are the changes that needs to happen, or else you're really gonna have to put a distance. And when you do that, you're putting the ball in their court to either, because you're not saying I don't want to talk to you, or you're not saying I don't want to communicate. Or you're just saying, "Oh, we can't communicate like this. Like, something got to change. Like, if this is how it's going to be, I'm sorry, but I can't be close to you. There's going to be distance. And some people, you have to end up completely cutting them off, at least for a season, because some people, that's the only way that they will get it. Some people, just by your actions, talking is one thing. They're still going to feel you out, and it's your actions that will force them, really pressure them to change. And then some will change and come around a few months later. I have people that I coach, deal with, that happens. But there are some that they'll just exit your life, and they probably need to exit it anyway. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, if it's a mother-daughter thing, that's not good if you did have a relationship. But but it's not your fault. You know what I mean? You just cannot continue in that way of interacting with a person. You know what I mean? Because that is having a pull on you, and that's affecting who you are. That's affecting how you see yourself. That's stressed. Some people are stressed out and sick because of stuff like this. They're on high blood pressure medication. They're doing all this stuff because it's formalized into their physical body, into some kind of sickness and disease, you guys. So that's very important. So if that's your issue and you're going through that, and I'm really speaking to you, but you need help, I will help you. I'm a life coach. I'm the founder and CEO of Fear Free Living LLC. We're a soul and mind wellness. We deal with soul and mind wellness. We're trying to bring you into wholeness in your soul and your mind by dealing with these fear issues and things like this, because a lot of times there's a lot of fear around stuff like this, you guys. So we help women with that, primarily Christian women, but women that are open to, do the work and of how the plans we come up with, and the strategy, and they're open to that, which there's Christian based things involved as well, because I deal with the mind, the soul, but also spiritually. That's always a part of everything I do. So guys, if that's you, I will help you. Okay, so hit the link in my bio. And I also want to address, if you're a people pleaser, if you need others' approval or acceptance, do you struggle with fear of success or fear of failure? That's a real thing, especially fear of success. When I started this, I wasn't really familiar with coaching with fear of success as much, but I've come to know that's a big thing with a lot of people as well. Are you not in control of your life because of your fear issues? Okay, do you suffer from fear of judgment from others, or fear of disappointing others? That's a big thing with people. Are you afraid of rejection or have abandonment issues? Are you totally consumed with what people think and what people say about you? That was a big thing for me. And maybe you are that way unconsciously. I was unconscious until I was awakened to that. Is that a situation I went through awakened that in me to let me know what's going on with that? Is it hard for you to say no to people and you're burnt out because of it? Some of this boundaries with what I discussed today about how to fearlessly get out of toxic relationship, a lot of times they have to do with you can't say no too. You can't say no to people, and that's why you end up in that situation like that, even with a family member. Okay, if any of these things I just talk about describe you, I am your solution. Okay. I am your solution. I'm the answer to your prayer. I really am, because I really help a lot of women in these areas, and I'm so passionate about it, and I get great results. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to go through the uncomfortable part of it. That's a part of it, because on the other side of it, you will gain your freedom. Even if you have to do it afraid, you will get stronger. You will learn. You will get the boldness as you go through the process, and I help you on that. Okay, so I have like 3 spots left for this year, and if you want to come on board, click the link in my bio. I help you in this area. 3 spots left. They're going quickly. So if you want a life change, if you want a life not to go into 2021 the same, struggling with the same fear issues, struggling with, so consumed with what people think, struggling with all these things that you've been struggling with that I mentioned. It's time to make a change. You have to do the invest in yourself so that you could have the change and results that you desire. And I walk you through the process, because a lot of times people will not be able to walk through it if this is not how you've been. Only a few people can do this kind of stuff by themselves. God is with you and God is your help. But a lot of people, even if they start, they don't have the discipline. They don't have the courage. They don't have the empowerment. They need that support, accountability. I come in and I help you with that, but you have to be only working with people that are ready to do the work. If you're not ready to do the work, it's going to be a waste of my time and a waste of your time and your money. So you have to be ready to do the work, you guys. That's where you're going to get the results. Okay, you have to walk this stuff out, and I'm good at helping you get the results in this area. Okay, so that's my message for today. But yeah, if you are really like stuck in that toxic relationship, and people treat you a certain way, you gotta vocalize that. But after you vocalize that and they don't change, if you allow it once, the second time, and they don't change, depending on what the situation, some things are huge that there's no second time. Like the first time, you should have been like, whoop, okay, let that go. If it's something more reasonable the second time, guys, you gotta reassess that relationship and back that up. I'm talking people you meet, new people. This is for like meeting new people. Or maybe an acquaintance, but you guys don't really have a very steady relationship, but maybe you're communicating a little more and stuff is coming up. You got to set this stuff up from early. This is a part of loving yourself. This is a part of protecting yourself from being emotionally beat up by people, because people will do what you allow them. If you don't give them any pushback or anything, they think it's okay. And even sometimes you give them pushback, there's some people, those are the ones you need to drop them. They will still even give you you voice it, they give you pushback, and they still go on. I'm not talking the mother situation. Like new people, you need to just drop that. You don't want to, and follow your intuition. Your intuition will tell you there's some people you could work with. They're workable and they will work with you, and they genuinely don't want to be that way and they're trying to work on themselves, and maybe your spirit will tell you, no, this is one you could work with. That's where discernment and your intuition comes in. But there are other ones. Follow your intuition, you guys, with people. You don't have to spend a couple of weeks with them or whatever. If your intuition tell you from the get-go, like you saw something and your intuition tell you, stay away from that, don't test it out, guys. Just cut that off. Listen to your inner man. God is trying to protect you, because I feel this for a lot of people. Some of y'all, you're like making excuses, and maybe it's just the first thing you saw. But if your intuition, if it's one thing they did, but your spirit is telling you, no, you don't want to go any further, listen to that. Okay? Listen to that. Your spirit's telling you. Listen to your intuition in this stuff. There are ones that you could flow it through, but there are ones that from the get-go, like one thing comes up and your spirit tells you to just cut that off. Don't even wait for other experiences. It's not going to end good. I really feel to say that it's not going to end good. Your spirit is telling you, no, don't even go any further with that. From the first thing, cut that off, you guys. Cut that off, okay? All right, you guys. Love you so much. Sis, thank you for being here. Bless you. You're so awesome, I know you're going through a lot. Sis. But sis, please hear that God's got you though. God's got, I just keep hearing that for you. And I hope you don't get tired of hearing that. God's got you. God's got you. That's what I hear. And that to me means that all these stuff is going to turn around for your good. That's what that means. All of it is going to turn around for your good. It reminds me of Joseph. You went through hell. for a while, you know, but it turned out for his good. When he reigned, he reigned. You know, when he reigned, he reigned. You know, after he made that turn and became, oh, you're welcome, sis. After he made that turn, and was promoted to the second position after the leader, second in rulership over Egypt. Then you never heard anything else bad. You know, he must have had a lot of peace after that with a lot of situation. But he had a few years first before it was hell. And for some of us, it's decades we've had just back-to-back stuff. But you're in a season that is a turnaround for you, and it's going to work out for you good. That's what I know, sis. It's going to work out. So, and some of you guys listen to this. It is going to turn around for you good. I was speaking to my sister, but I just came to my spirit that this is for more than even my sister. You know, there are other people too that can relate to stuff. May not be the same exact, but it's been hell. And it's going to turn around for you good, you guys. All right. So I love you guys. Sign up for the link in my bio. I have 3 spots left. It's going fast. I am your help. I am your solution. I could help you. Don't continue on living in fear and being controlled by people, even if it's your mother. Even if it's your mother, it does not make it okay. You could still love and honor and respect your mother without letting her beat up on you emotionally. You could do both. You could do both of them. You have to love yourself too, okay? All right, you guys. Blessings. And you guys that will watch this as well, please come on my YouTube channel. I'm going to start doing videos there as well. Most likely 1 a week, different from here. So you could come on there. It's under Andrea Ellis. So just search for that. I'll end up putting it in my bio. I think I'm going to do it after this. The link for YouTube. So I just started back doing my YouTube. My last 2 posts here I posted there, and I'm feeling led to do that in addition. So you could come along, and you know, I'll have topics that you guys should be interested in for this area. All right, you guys, love you so much. Thanks again for joining, sis. God bless you. See you guys soon. Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.